Hello, dear friends. I welcome you all to the next session of English. Today, we are going to continue our story from the book Treasure Trove. And do you remember which story had we started yesterday? Yes, we had started the story Diary of Anne Frank. And let us revise what all we read yesterday. So, dear children, what was the story? Yes, the story was that Anne Frank was hiding with her family during the Second World War. And whom were they hiding from? They were hiding from German soldiers, right? And what would have happened if they were caught? If they were caught, they would have to go to concentration camps, which were a horrible place. And Anne Frank used to pen down all her happenings of the day, her feelings, her thoughts, her emotions in her diary. The name of the diary was Kitty. And then we had read one mentioning of a day wherein Annie had described that they were hiding at a place where they had covered the entry of that place with a movable cupboard. Then for the first few days they had masses of lumps on their forehead because they forgot to bend down, and then they had to jump if they want to go out. Then she told that her mom was a bit overprotective and treated her as a baby. Then she even mentioned about Peter, whom she was not so fond of, as Peter used to just sleep most of the time other than doing some carpentry work. Then, dear children, she mentioned that she used to make most of her time by sitting and lying in the attic, from where she could enjoy the sunshine. Apart from this, we had revised certain adjectives, certain vocabulary words yesterday. So now let us continue and see what our dear friend Anne Frank has to share with us in her diary. Alright, so Thursday 15th June 1944. Dear Kitty, I wonder if it's because I haven't been able to poke any nose outdoors for so long that I have grown so crazy about everything to do with nature. Now we can understand by the sentence that as a child she was really feeling bad that she couldn't go out at all. She couldn't see the nature. And so she was wondering that maybe she is not able to poke any nose outdoors. Poke means to look, to go out. For so long that she is going crazy. When do you go crazy? When we get something good or when we get something shocking, isn't it? So she was wondering that maybe she is so crazy about everything related to nature because she is not able to go out. Now, dear children, just imagine during the days of lockdown, none of us could move outside and we used to feel so trapped. Freedom is the most important thing, and I'm sure we all have realized its importance. So, in the same way, Anne Frank was feeling. I can perfectly well remember that there was a time when a deep blue sky, the song of the birds, the moonlight, and flowers could never have kept me spellbound. Spellbound means surprising. When something fascinates you, something attracts you. And that is very obvious, isn't it, dear children? On the daily basis, do we wonder about deep blue sky or the song of the birds or the moonlight or the flowers? No, we take it as a normal thing. So in the same way, Anne Frank is feeling that there was a time when none of these could attract her so much. But that's a change since I have been here. Now let us see how long they have been there. Dear children, yesterday we read that she had written 21 August 1942. The one diary excerpt was of 1942. And now today we are reading it is 1944. Almost 2 years they were there in hiding. And we can imagine, we can understand that how tough is it. Such a difficult time when you have to remain in hiding for 2 years. Then definitely anyone could have missed the beauty of nature, the basic things of nature. And that is why Anne Frank is wondering so much. She is missing sky, birds, moonlight, flowers to such a great extent. At Whitsun, when it was so warm, I stayed awake on purpose until 11:30 one evening in order to have a good look at the moon for once by myself. So imagine, one day, Whitsun is the name of the place, and it was a warm climate, and she was awake, she was not sleepy, until 11:30, until 11:30 one evening. Why? So that she could just look at moon for once. So we can imagine that as a child she had not seen the moon for so long. Alas, the sacrifice was all in vain. In vain means wasted. And what sacrifice? Yes, that she was awake till so long, as the moon gave far too much light and I didn't dare risk opening a window. So if you recall that they were in hiding, so they could not dare means they could not do that, right? They did not have the courage to take that risk to open a window, because what if someone might see them? So she wanted to see the moon, but still the moonlight was so much that she could not open the window to look at the moon. So that was the situation. We can imagine how terrible time it was for them. Another time, some months ago, I happened to be upstairs one evening when the window was open. I didn't go downstairs until the window had to be shut. So she is sharing about one more day when one evening she was upstairs. You remember where? Yes, at that attic. And window was open. So she just didn't go downstairs till the time window had to be shut. She wanted to make use of that time. The dark, rainy evening, the gale means strong wind. The shifting clouds held me entirely in their power. So that was the day when she took a chance, the window was open and she was looking out. And what did she find? She saw the dark, rainy evening, the strong wind, the clouds which were shifting, and they all held her entirely in their power. Entirely means completely. Power means in their strength. That she was hooked there. She was just standing there and she was watching all that. She could not even remove her eyes from that. Why? Because she was looking at the sky, at the wind, at the clouds after a long time. So it was so mesmerizing for her. Mesmerizing means something which holds you, something which blocks you, okay, which doesn't let you go anywhere. Something like this, such an experience which is unforgettable. So that was such a moment for her. It was the first time in a year and a half that I had seen the night face to face. So we can imagine, dear children, how difficult that time was. We all know that when it happens day, when does the night come? We look at the time and we can make it out. But in such a long time, in a year and a half, Anne Frank had never seen the night face to face. Face to face means with her open eyes. She had never seen a night. They were in a confining place. They were all hiding and they could never see the day and the night. Dear children, imagine. We all had seen the lockdown, but at least we could go in our balconies, we could go on our rooftops, we could see the sky, the cloud, the beauty of the nature, the trees. We could play with the people in the open area like our rooftops. But imagine for Anne Frank, they were all locked in one place. They just couldn't go out to see any sunshine, to see any moonlight. Oh, that was really tough. A bad phase. After that evening, my longing to see it again was greater than my fear of burglars, rats, and raids on the house. Now let us understand the statement. Anne Frank says that after that evening, when she had seen that night, my longing means desire. Who is my here? Whose desire? Yes, Anne Frank's desire. That Anne Frank's desire or wish to see it again. It here means it is a pronoun and is used for night here. So she had a strong desire, strong wish to see the night again. And that wish was greater than her fear of burglars. Burglars means if any thief could come. Or rats. Why rats? Because you remember they were in a hiding and they had put up the cupboard there. So they were in a place which was not so clean, where even sunlight was not supposed to come. So at such a place, at such a clumsy place, at such a shabby place, we can imagine the rats as well. And finally the raids on the house. Whose raids? Raids means sudden attack of the German soldiers, because they were all hiding from the German soldiers, right? So she says that her longing, her wish to see the night again was greater than her fear of thieves, of rats, or of any raid by the German soldiers. I went downstairs all by myself and looked outside through the window of the kitchen and the office. So after that, she used to go downstairs. All by myself means all alone, completely on her own. And she used to look outside through the window of the kitchen and the office. A lot of people are fond of nature. Many sleep outdoors occasionally. Occasionally means sometimes. And people in prisons and hospitals long for the day when they will be free to enjoy the beauty of nature. But few are so shut away and cut off from that which can be shared alike by rich and poor. Now it is a lengthy statement. Let us read it in parts and understand it. Anne Frank says that many people they sleep outdoors. Occasionally means sometimes. She is not talking of her family member. She is talking in general that people do sleep outside. And people in prisons means in jail. Prison means jail. And hospitals. They long for the day. Long means they wish. They wish for that day when they will be free to enjoy the beauty of nature. Right? Because the people who are in jail, the people who are in hospital, they cannot move out easily. Isn't it? So they always wish that someday they will be free to enjoy the beauty of nature. But few are so shut away. She says that some people are so shut away and cut off from that. Like she, like Anne Frank, like her family. They were cut off. They were not allowed to see the nature. From that here means nature. So she is saying that some people are not allowed to see the nature which can be shared alike. Alike means same way. So nature is one such thing which can be shared equally by any rich or any poor. And that is true. When we take the sunshine, the sun doesn't ask us that are we rich or are we poor. No, right? Similarly, when we see the moonlight, moon doesn't ask us, right? It gives its sunshine, its moonlight to everyone. In the same way, when we see trees, when we see birds, they also fill the beauty. They also make us feel happy without asking that are we rich or poor. So nature is one such thing which is equally shared by all. It is God gifted. So it's not imagination on my part when I say that the sky, the clouds, the moon and the stars make me calm and patient. So she feels that that is actually the sky, the clouds, the moon and the stars that make Anne Frank calm. Calm means at peace and patient, because she was living in such a place, in such an environment where tensions were bound to happen, where insecurities were there, where fear was there. So when she used to see the nature, she used to feel relaxed. Calm means relaxed. It's a better medicine, for Mother Nature makes me humble and prepared to face every blow courageously. So she says that Mother Nature is a better medicine, and when she looks at the nature makes her humble. Humble means not proud, one who is ready to help others, and makes her feel prepared to face every blow. Blow means every hardship, every difficult time. Courageously. Courageously means without any fear. So in this paragraph we see that Anne Frank is talking about the power of nature. She feels that nature is something which is equally shared by any rich or poor, and it is that nature which gives her the power to handle these tough situations without any fear. Alas, it's only on those few rare occasions that I get to look at nature through dirty net curtains hanging over very dusty windows. So with this line, with this sentence, we can imagine that where Anne Frank was hiding, that place was very dirty. There were curtains hanging over the dusty windows. Why do you think the windows were left dusty? The curtains were taken and they were dirty. Because dear children, when you are into hiding, you will never prefer to hide in a place which is beautiful. Because a beautiful place will attract the visitor. Anyone can come and find you. So they were hiding at a place which is not so clean, so that no one should think, no one should have a feeling, no one should be attracted towards that place. Alright. So she says that it is only those few uncommon occasions, means quite rarely, very few times she gets that she can look at the nature through those dusty windows. And it's no pleasure looking through these any longer, because nature is just the thing that really must be enjoyed unspoiled. So we can see that in this excerpt, in this part of her diary entry, Anne Frank really feels that now she does not find any happiness. Pleasure means happiness. In looking through the nature in such a way, through these dusty windows and in hiding, because she thinks that nature is just a thing that should be enjoyed unspoiled, that you should enjoy nature without any negative feeling. So we can understand that she is missing the nature. She has a deep feeling to go out and look at the Mother Nature clearly. She wanted to enjoy the beauty of the nature. And you can imagine if, let us have an high five and then I'll discuss about it. The value of freedom is realized when it is lost. Like nowadays, you are not allowed to go out to malls, to restaurants, to your playgrounds, to your schools. And I'm sure as children you must be missing all these things. But in normal life, before this lockdown was there, before this corona pandemic was there, we all were free. And we all did not care about the nature. We all did not realize that it is such an important thing to be free, to have freedom to go out. But now I am sure, just like Anne Frank has realized, Anne Frank is missing her freedom. Because we all are missing our freedom. We cannot move out easily. Right? So in the same way, Anne Frank had suffered that World War times, that was really a tougher time than what we all are looking at today, because they were into a risky situation, right? People could attack them if they find them. So they had to feel safe also, and at least we can look through the nature from our windows, from our rooftops, from our terrace. They were not even allowed to do so. So that is really bad. But we learn from this that we should value every single thing which is given to us by the God before it gets lost. Alright. Now let us revise certain grammar from the portion of the chapter which we have done today. Let us see in this paragraph if we can find out any adjective. Yes, because we have done it quite recently. Yes, what about this? Sky is a noun. So what is the adjective for sky here? It is deep blue. And what kind of adjective is this? You're right. Deep and blue are the adjectives of quality. Okay? In the same way, can you say adjective here? Yes. Warm. Warm is adjective which is used for it. And what is it here? Pronoun. Okay? You remember adjectives are used for pronoun also. Similarly, good look. Good is an adjective for the word look. Okay? Let us find out some more adjectives from the next paragraph. Alright, we can see here. Rainy evening. So rainy is the adjective for evening. Okay. Similarly, first time. Time is a noun and the adjective here is first. Okay. In the same way, let us take some more things. If we have any adjective in the lines. Alright. Few rare occasions. So occasions is the noun and few and rare are the adjectives of quantity. Okay, but sorry, number, because you can count the occasions, which is the adjective of number. Similarly, dirty, net curtains. So curtains are of which type? Dirty and net. So dirty and net are the adjectives of quality. Similarly, dusty windows. Windows is a noun. So the adjectives is dusty and it is the adjective of quality. Alright. In the same way, let us find certain vocabulary words. Can you give me another word for the word gale? What is the meaning of gale, dear children? Yes, I had shared with you. Gale means strong wind. Alright. Yes. Similarly, can you tell me the synonym of the word longing? Longing means desire or wish. Okay. Tell the meaning of occasionally. Yes, occasionally means sometimes. Very good. And can you find any antonyms from this paragraph? Any pair of antonyms from these lines? Yes, it is clearly visible. Rich, poor. This is the pair of antonym. Okay. Similarly, can we have the antonym of humble? What is that? Antonym of humble is proud. Very good. Similarly, let us have the synonym of the word. Which word can we have? Synonym of the word rare. What do you mean by rare? Rare means uncommon. Okay? Uncommon. And can we have antonym of dirty? Dirty means clean. So dear children, with this we come to the end of the story. And this was a bit different story from the earlier stories which we had read. In this story, it was on a serious note wherein a girl was actually penning down her thoughts in her diary. And rather, I will advise all of you to make a diary for yourself. Pen down your daily activities. How are you spending time? Because these are not your routine days. Right? We are not going to school. We are not going to play. We are not going to shopping. We are not going to have any holidays. Right? We are not going to have visits at someone's place. So these are actually your unusual times. And you can also pen down your thoughts in your diaries so that when you grow up, you can read your diary and you can have a picture at that time about what were these corona days about. Because it's now we also are spending so much of time. It's been almost 6 months since we are home, isn't it? So as children, try and pen down your feelings, your daily routine, your thoughts in your diary. So again, go through the lesson, do your reading practice, have your vocabulary session, revise your adjectives we have done so far because this chapter had good adjectives in use, and at the same time, remember to appreciate, to praise what we have. Okay? The moral, the learning of the story is very realistic. The value of freedom is realized when it is lost. And I will add on to it that the value of everything we realize when it is lost only. So always thank God for what you have and maintain the positivity. Okay? With this note, let us end today's session and see you tomorrow with something new. Goodbye.